social media analytics for intelligence and security informatics. So intelligence and security informatics is actually a community that has been there for about like 10, 15 years now. So it's a community that we call it intelligence and security informatics, but it includes academic people, industry people, and also including multidisciplines. For example, including computing science, information science, social science, and engineering, and some other areas too. So this community, we have about like a few hundreds of people meeting like in US, in Europe, and in Asia. We have conferences and events every year. So a lot of work that people work on these areas, including a lot of major problems like tackling problems in terrorism, cyber crimes, and other security concerns, for example, including intelligence and warning. Can we look at the information available in the web and predict some threat may be coming? And maybe some of them are related to the border and transportation security, especially in US. We are studying a lot of the border issue between US and Mexico. And there are also issues related to protecting critical infrastructure, like how do we protect our utility, power structure, and also other things including against terrorism and emergency preparedness. I will talk about a little bit more on this topic later on. But on this intelligence and security informatics work, a lot of the techniques we are developing are basically knowledge discovery. Given a lot of data available we have, and how do we discover the pattern? And that pattern can be useful for detecting threat or protecting the cybersecurity. So these are the major roles in this ISI community. So give you a little bit of history as well. The ISI community has been there for about 10, 15 years. It was started shortly after the 9/11 event. I think everyone remember the 9/11 event in 2001. So given the attention from the academic and the industry and the government agency, so we start a ISI workshop in 2003, which was supported by the NSF, the Homeland Security, and the Department of Defense. And very soon after, because of the first successful of this workshop, we have been growing. So we have the IEEE International Conference on Intelligence and Security Informatics right after that, and then gradually growing into the Pacific Asia and Europe. So right now we also have the Pacific Asia Workshop on Intelligence and Security Informatics every year, as well as the European Intelligence and Security Informatics Conference. And also a few years ago, we also started a new journal, which is called the Security Informatics, published by Springer. And also every year, we also have workshop co-organizing with some other major conferences, like for example, the ACM KDD conference, the IEEE ICDM conference, and this year we also will have a workshop with the Amsterdam IEEE ACM conference, which is a social network analysis of mining conferences. So we have been having activities trying to draw attention to people who are concerned with security and intelligence security informatics. So these are some of the lists of the topics that have been done in this community, either in US, in Europe, or in America, in Europe, or in Asia. So basically, we can divide the topic into the three major areas. The first one, which is the most hot area that we have been working on, is the big data in security informatics. And the second one is the emergent threats. And the last one will be decision making in security informatics. I will not be able to go over all of the details, but I may give you some example of some of the areas that what we are doing. So for example, in big data security informatics, we probably were doing some cybercrime investigation and digital forensics. So one of the topics which is very interesting is that if you go to the internet, you may find that people may contributing data, contributing content, but using anonymous identity, so they don't reveal their identity. And some other case, you may pretend some other people to post some messages. Or some other times, you may participate in multiple platforms, in Twitter, in Facebook, but you may not use the same ID or may use different names. So detecting the author identification is very important to detect how people are actually interacting and how people are spreading out information to one another. So we do a lot of techniques, like for example, we use linguistic techniques, we use natural language processing techniques, we use so many other features trying to classify whether this is the true identity of the person that he claimed to be, or if he has multiple identity in multiple platforms, can we link them together so that we know how this person are spreading out information and making influence with more than one platform. Okay, and we also do a lot of data mining and network analysis. So if you look at the internet, it's not just pure data. There are also people participating in interacting and contributing data. So when we look at the internet data, it's just not content in text or in audio, in video or images. These people are also interacting. So when we do data mining, some of the data mining we focus on the content. And when we try to identify the topic and how the topic are involving and who are involving in certain topic of discussion. In some other cases, we also look at how people are interacting in the communication, in the social networking. Who is the one who is most influential? When he posts a message, the message will keep on spreading out to other people. And whether there are subgroup in this communication, there could be one group of people focusing on one topic, then maybe another group of people focusing on another topic. And sometimes the two group may not have a lot of interaction, but somehow there may be one person who is a gateway. So the content in this topic, in this group, may be spread out into the other group through the person who is a gateway. So we do a lot of data mining and network analysis. And then one other one is the deception and intention detection. So when the messages are going out through the internet, some of them could be true, some of them could be just deceiving messages, right? People are purposely spreading out deceiving message, trying to raise a crisis or try to create some troubles to maybe some government agencies or maybe some corporation. So how do we know whether they are deceiving messages spreading out, and what is the strategy people are spreading out these deceiving messages? Let me give you an example that some of the study we have done in the past is that a few years ago, there is a woman who write a long blog claiming that he going through the TSA at the airport, and he was mistreated by the TSA. I think everybody travel or not, sometimes we don't really like the TSA because all the long nights and harassing and searching everything. So this lady, she is a mother of a 2-month-old baby. So when he write a blog, he say that when I go through the TSA agent separated me from my 2-month-old baby for more than 5 minutes. We were separated with the baby. So it's getting very emotional because it's very important for a mother to be always with the little baby. All right? So he wrote a message about how TSA is mistreating a woman who has an infant and keep this baby away from the woman for more than the time that is necessary. So the message gets very emotional and spread out very, very quickly, and then millions of messages and spread out through many different networks. So what happened? So TSA looked into all of this and then find out that actually they go through the video and everything. That has never happened. The baby has never separated by this woman, but the woman is giving out deceiving message, try to say something against the TSA. So when these kind of things happen, what do? You know the message is deceiving. You find evidence that it's deceiving. So what ASA has done is very clever. He go through the network that this woman is spreading out through a blog and then other social media sites and find out how the network is constructed and how the message is spreading out. So what they do is they take the evidence and also take out all the regulation in TSA and saying that this has never been allowed for any TSA agent to separate a baby from a mother. And so this has never been done, and according to regulation, all TSA agents are not allowed to do it. So you become actually a propaganda for the TSA to give out the right messages, and it will become an educational opportunity for the TSA to use the network actually the woman created to educate every people. That this is the regulation in TSA. There's no evidence has been seen that this woman has been separated. So after all, the deceiving message has been done. Not only that the deceiving message is stopped, but also it gives the TSA opportunity to give out the correct messages using the network that the actual disinformation are sending out. So these are some of the work that we have done. And also emerging threat is that if you look at, recently there are a lot of natural disasters. Every time when there's an emergency coming out, the resources will be sending into the location, trying to do a rescue and relief. But a lot of time we face the difficulty is that when an emergency is happening, the people are missing. Like recently there are earthquake in Japan and some other areas. So people are missing, but relatives and friends cannot find the person because the connection in the internet or telephones are disconnected. So they cannot find the people. So there are missing persons. And also when you send resources to the location for emergency, a lot of time we don't know exactly what is happening in what other areas and how the resources should be effectively sent to the right location to help the right people. So if you look at the internet, whenever there is an emergency happening, there are more and more people using the social media. So they post message on the social media, say, this is the person, they're looking for the relatives. And then through the network, through the friends, they help them to find the relative or find the missing persons. And we may also find out there are certain areas that are disconnected because of the disaster and find out what resources actually need a certain area and how they can be connected. So the social media is actually can be very useful when we have emergency threats ideas. That how do we arrange the resources? How do we make people connected again because of the connection is disconnected? So there are many other works that we have done in this ISI area. Whoops, spending too much time. So I don't have too much time left, but I still have some slides. So as presented by the speaker from Bell this morning, data is very important for us to do ISI research. So recently we have a project funded by the NSF. So the challenge that we have in the ISI community is also how do we get the research data so that we can develop our research work, we can develop novel techniques and algorithms to do machine learning, to do prediction. Because many of us could be academic. We don't have time just to keep collecting data. So we want to develop novel techniques to identify patterns and help people to discover patterns for the ISI research. So data is very important. And also we don't have time to always develop all the techniques from scratch. So some of the fundamental open source analytic and visualization tools could be very useful. So give you an example that dark web portal is a portal we have been developed for a number of years. So this dark web portal is a multilingual web content generated by the international terrorist groups, including website, forum, chat rooms, and any of those. So we keep calling all of this data and make this data available to the ISI community. And the research tools could be including the link analysis in the social network, the sentiment analysis, the authorship analysis, and the video analysis, and so on. So basically, this project we are going on now is VIBB's project, which is a data infrastructure building blocks. So basically, we have a testbed builder. We keep on calling data, providing indexings, and then we also have the data management framework. So we store our data, have the data manager, and provide API into the interface so the user can go for interface and download this data. They may also be able to use our tools to do analysis on this data. So basically, let me just go through it quickly. We have a number of data sets available now. So the dark web forums, including a large number of terrorist and extremist forums, and the languages, including English. So these are a list of number of data sets available yet now, and including other languages, including Arabic, French, German, and Russian. And there's also another data set called Geo Web Forum. Basically, it's monitoring the opinions in the regions of conflict, so including many other areas, including Afghanistan, Algeria, Egypt, Indonesia, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, Morocco, and Pakistan, many others as well. And there's also another data set called phishing website. There are a number of websites that have been used by some hacker to create phishing, to try to get people username and password. So we also have data set in the escrow, financial, and pharmacy area. And so many of this, if you are interested in this data, you can always go to this website and to download some of the data. And some of the social network analysis and visualization tools will be available soon, but not available yet, but will be available soon. So feel free to go to the website to download the data you need to use for your research work, or maybe even give us some feedback and information as well. So this is just a quick a poster for the information. I think I'm running out of time, so I may not go to some of this here. So just give a quick conclusion. So this DIBB ISI is a platform to support all the ISI research, and it gives you downloadable data in dark web, in geo web, and phishing website. There are over 20 million of posting with several hundred of megabytes of data. And so it also will have available tools that you can also use it later on to do the fundamental analysis, and then you can build your own techniques on top of it. So again, feel free to download the data, give us feedback. If you also want to contribute some of the data to this community, and feel free to inform us too. We will also make it available to other users. So yeah, feel free to contact me with Kathy or myself here. Thank you.